All right, guys, the Utah Jazz lose to the Indiana Pacers for a second time. This is the Utah Jazz post-game show on the Hoopsner channel. I hate to say it, but when I found out who the starting lineup consisted of, I knew what the outcome of this game was going to be. One, the Jazz were going to be tired in this game. It was the third game in 4 nights, so they were going to be tired. And then they started the lineup that just gums everything up. Nothing ever has a rhythm or flow, and they lost the game. Let's talk about the Pacers a little bit and then the Jazz. You've got to give credit to the Pacers. Yes, the Jazz were back end of back-to-back on the third game in 4 nights and were tired. But the Pacers had to win this game. The Jazz came out with energy to start and probably fizzled it out by the end. They definitely did by the end of the game. But the Pacers played well. The Turner has been just a Jazz killer. Let's see. Miles Turner had 16 points, but he was 7 for 8 shooting. And those were like all mid-range jumpers at the top of the key against Rudy Gobert, who might have been tired and probably should have contested better. But give it to Miles Turner for just like knocking that shot down. That was nice for them. He played really well. Tyreke Evans played better in this game than he did in the last game. And considering that the Pacers blew out the Jazz last time and then blew them out again this time, Tyreke was a big part of that. Tonight, 5 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Just really nice play from the Pacers all around. They're just a machine. They have a good system. If I'm a Pacers fan, and I don't watch the Pacers a lot, I'll be honest, Pacers fans, so don't hate me. But they're a team that they could make some tweaks and maybe be a little more efficient on their offensive stuff. But what they were doing, they do well. Feels like they just get the best out of their players. And if you're a Pacers fan, you got to be happy too. You didn't have Victor Oladipo tonight and got an easy victory. If you're a Jazz fan, you've got to be frustrated because, yes, you're tired. Yes, you were on a flight last night. Yes, this was the third game in 4 nights. But you know what? The Jazz won the game the night before. Didn't have to play all their players all that much. And for some reason, Quin Snyder started the correct lineup last game. And yes, it was with Royce O'Neal and not Donovan Mitchell. But tonight he switches back to it, and the Jazz lose by 30. And I don't want to hear anyone give, offensive rating, defensive rating. Watch the game. There's no spacing. The Jazz started turning the ball over immediately when the game started, and that's because there's no passing lanes. There's nowhere to go. They can't do anything with that starting lineup. And so what happens is you have no rhythm. Everything feels really hard. You get dejected as a player. And then the switch happens around 3 or 4 minutes into the game, and by that time, they've already got a lead. You don't have your best players on the floor anymore because you've got to switch out other guys. The game's over, especially when it's the third game in 4 nights. I don't know what Quin Snyder was looking for in terms of an advantage of playing favors, but it did not work. I would like someone to explain to me how it worked and what advantage Quin was trying to use, but there was nothing there, and it didn't work. It does not work. We have talked about this every single game this season. It does not work. I don't know what else to say. We'll talk about this every game. We'll do this show every game, but I guess we'll just say the same thing every time we do this. It's the reason we're losing games. I don't want to hear any more analytic talk about this. I don't want to hear percentage that, rating this, real plus that. Watch the game. There's no flow. Players can't get to the rim. Ricky Rubio had a couple near turnovers and 2 actual turnovers that led to bad points on the other end for the Pacers. As soon as Jae Crowder came in the game, he got a layup at the rim. What does that tell you? What is Quin watching? There are 2 explanations. He is either incredibly stubborn and frustrating about this, or they're trying to lose games at this point. I don't have any other explanation because it does not work. Number 2 observation. What has Royce O'Neal done to deserve a starting spot when Donovan Mitchell doesn't play? Has he done anything this season that has warranted a starting spot? Grayson Allen is a rookie and is fouling too much, but at least he can hit a three, and he at least takes them. Royce O'Neal is taking like 0.3 3-pointers per game. For someone who has the capability of shooting 36 to 40% from three, that's not good. I like Dante Exum hasn't been playing well, and I admit that he hasn't been hitting layups, but he at least plays defense. Royce O'Neal is fouling at an incredibly high rate, turning the ball over at an insane rate. Get someone else in there. Get Grayson in there for shooting. Get Dante in there for defense. Get anybody, any one of our guards, any of them, Neto, Alec Burks, somebody else. All these guys have played better. Royce O'Neal has not played better, and I don't understand it. I don't get it, guys. Tell me in the comments what's he doing? Why is all the things happening? What should we do? Here's what we do. Start Crowder. The Jazz will win more games. That's the explanation. There's no other explanation for this. You know what was a shooting percentage for the Jazz? Poop emoji. This is apparently the sign for poop when I put my hands up. Poop emoji. Bad. Nothing good. All bad. Guys, like and subscribe to this video. I'll talk to you next time.